Women's division, Charlotte against Nattie. What I thought was a good match until another very non-new era thing happened. A recall of the screw job.
Who the hell booked that?
Timeout. One thing I did like about this.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if because I was watching Raw about an hour and a half behind, skipping through commercials. I don't know if I caught a little bit too much on social media ahead of time and then watched it. At least one thing I liked about it, I remember watching that and then it's over and then on to the next segment. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, why? Why did that happen? What made sense? The only thing that made sense is what? You guys don't like what Bret Hart is saying in interviews about the company?
So you're going to keep jamming it down his throat?
Yeah, you guys did that for Bret. I didn't get it. But at least the next night, they went back and explained what they used to do in WCW and why, and that's why it was that referee, and then it all made sense.
Exactly. I was going to yell on the show about that.
I was about to say, I wanted to wait till a specific thing, and I'm going to wait. There's 2 more times. I'm going to say it right now, but there's 2 more times. I think they've been watching this podcast. They've been hearing it. I'm thinking it because they do stupid stuff like this, and then they don't explain it. Well, one of them were watching our podcast. They're like, "Oh, we did something really stupid. Those guys are gonna bash us." So they explained it.
It won't seem so stupid if we say why it happened.
Yeah, and also it makes you want to watch Raw. Continuity.
Well, since we're on the Divas, 2 weeks ago,
women.
My fault. The women's division. The women's division.
Can't fault you for that. They've been called that for a while.
This is true. On the women's division, Alo said 2 weeks ago how they forgot they had a secondary feud. Going right with Emma and I can't even remember. I got so much. Got so much I want to say. Becky and Emma, and at least they went into it on Raw and they acknowledged that. They put on a match. It wasn't just a promo like on SmackDown they've been doing. You can get just a segment backstage, but they
got a 6-minute match.
Listen to you.
I think that
How long was it?
6 minutes.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. The fallout from the Chicago screw job, as they're trying to pretend like that's what it's called. I thought the ending in the moment ruined what was a really good match.
It did.
I do like that they gave you an explanation for why it happened, and now it's like, okay, this is what the reasoning was. I also think that Nattie looked really good in this match. She came out of this match better. She's going to get a rematch now in a submission match at Extreme Rules. I don't want to even start getting into predictions yet, but do you think that there's a chance they'll give her the title?
No, I don't think so.
I think if they were going to do it, they should have
done last night with Bret there.
They should have did it with Bret there, and then she could have tapped out a month later.
I don't.
I think this is just gonna. I almost want to say this hurts her. She's been around forever. She had the Divas titles because that's what it was.
Yes,
then.
it was.
She had that for a cup of coffee. Ran out of coffee and it was gone. And she hasn't really done. She's known for good matches. That's why you got to sip. God pound.
It's hot.
So I doubt it. Well, I hope, but I doubt it.
I think you're right that it could make her push her right back down in the long run. But I think after Sunday night, she looked better coming out of that match than she did going in. I thought it was great to see it, as much as he's kind of a miser anymore and he just got nothing but negative things to say about everything. It was nice to see Bret back on WWE television.
Can barely walk.
I know. I felt it's kind of. I almost.
Guys going through some things right now. Cut the man some slack.
I know, but I'm saying WWE. You got Britney on TV. You know he could barely walk. That was my thing. When they announced him, I was like, really? You got this guy to come on TV?
It made me feel like when I see Foley, like when we saw Foley at the NXT show last year. Kind of hunched. It looks like heartbreaking. This guy gave us so much of his body that he's relatively. A young man in life. By life standards, and he can barely walk around.
Honestly, specifically us, I will say Foley and Bret Hart, what we've seen on TV, is nothing compared to what we saw a couple guys at House of Hardcore, the condition they were in.
All right. Fair enough.
So, it's back up. Bret, you did a great sharpshooter. Not great.
Time out. Better sharpshooter. Bret Hart now or The Rock?
Bret Hart. Sorry, Dwayne.
Yo, why do you guys hate his sharpshooter so much?
Anyway, back to the women's division. I thought the match between Charlotte and Nattie was excellent, like always. They don't have bad matches.
Right.
I was pissed off about the ending, but the continuity followed on the Raw. Charlotte did an amazing promo talking about following up saying Little Nate was a big fan of my father, was the referee for the Four Horsemen in WCW. Then what I really liked was what didn't happen at Payback. Nattie didn't even have any anger.
Right.
She came down and was very aggressive and had an aggressive promo because Nattie never seems to be angry. She's like the grandmama of the division.
Yeah.
But she actually was angry.
Would have been 10 times better if when she was walking down to the ring, she smacked Charles Robinson. 10 times better.
Would have been 10 times better. You're right.
But
I do. Like
I can't book everything. We can't book everything.
They were able to put even more heat on Charlotte for this.
Yeah,
which is always good.
Mm-hmm.
They were able to cast some light on, hey, Rick, you may not be the best thing to be hanging around your daughter ringside all the time.
Yeah, and
Stephanie comes out and says, you're banned. She said, this is embarrassing for you. What happened last night was embarrassing. What happened tonight was embarrassing. She said, I think she even said, you're in the way or something to that effect. Mm-hmm. And I think this may be leading to Charlotte separating from Rick and being able to go on her own heel path.
Yeah, and then something I'm
Maybe
not.
They got a reason they want to get Ric Flair off TV right now. He's not really doing too good at airports.
Maybe
That's nothing new. But one thing I did like was that I'm not sure if Charlotte or Little Nate said this, but I think they said she never tapped, but she was yelling, "Stop it!"
Yes,
stop
Charles
it,
Robinson
stop
said
it.
it. She was begging.
Yeah, so Charlotte was basically putting over that she was.
Yeah, Little Nate said she was yelling, "Stop the match," and Rick said she was begging Little Nate.
Yeah, but that put Charlotte over, and Charlotte's doing her best heel work.
Put her more over as a heel because she didn't,
Yeah, Charlotte's the hottest, one of the top hottest heels in the company, one of the top 5. When people come up, she's getting over. People are starting to cheer for her. I don't know if you caught Payback, but when her song came out, the camera angle, everybody was getting up to cheer Charlotte. And I'm glad they're going to have a submission match because when do you ever see a women's submission match?
Rarely.
And then these two women are two of the ones that got work a more technical match. I think it's going to be a great match.
Yeah, it's perfect for these two. It'll be a great match. It'll be a great story going forward. Where's Sasha?
Question
backstage
every week. That was at
She's
Payback.
backstage talking to Shane, but again, like we brought up 2 weeks ago, you can't say, okay, we're going to give this person the title at this thing 6 months from now, and then have them out of the picture. Because when they come back, okay, people like us who were marks for her, we'll be, fired up whenever she comes back. It doesn't matter. But there's a lot of people that don't watch NXT. There's a lot of people that don't really know who the boss is. There's a lot of people that don't know what her NXT title journey or NXT women's title reign is all about.
Or why we love her so much. During the match at Payback, they were chanting, "We want Sasha."
Right. But you can't just take for granted that this audience is going to be all about her when you bring her back after she's been gone for a month.
Yeah.
You have to keep these people in front of the camera, even if it's just a 30-second promo that she does. Give her something to do. You can't just have her talking off camera to Shane McMahon a little bit and think that that's going to keep her relevant to people who don't know who she is.
Yeah, Vince Russo says this all the time. Consistency is key. If you putting somebody on TV that's new, you got to show them every week.
Will she be on SmackDown on Thursday?
No.
Will Sasha be on SmackDown on Thursday?
I would think. You got to at least put her in an exhibition match beating someone every week.
You know what should be? Main event.
The biggest fan, the advocate of main event, Alo Aaron.
Is that where she really goes?
That's where all the good women's matches are. Main event. I'm just glad they remember Becky and Emma. I'm glad Emma got the victory because Becky Lynch has some kind of credibility. Right. Emma was gone for a while.
She doesn't have to win. Emma had the getting called or demoted to the main roster and kind of getting trashed
already.
And now she's back. And it does make sense to build her up.
Yeah, and
to make her matter.
Well, she's so much better than her original character.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Emma's way
got hotter.
Great character.
Oh yeah, dyed her hair and everything. Lost some weight.
I like how much she's bought into the.
I'm attracted to a heel girl.
Who's not really?
You got a baby face at home.
I was about to say, if anyone's not attracted to a heel, it'd be the baby face of all baby faces.
Well, I like that they're really buying into the whole Emma, it's all about me thing that she started with Dana in NXT.
And they're carrying it over.
And Dana saying, it's all about you. It's a thing that's going. Yeah. It's kept going all this time.
I just wish people would start giving Emma more of a reaction because she's real good. She's real good. And like we always say, in the women's division, there's not many heels. Because they're heels, but they're not really defined, so they don't do anything to be a heel. Emma poked Becky in her injured eye last night, and they hit the Michinoku driver for the win.
Yeah, the Michinoku driver. It was in the Sami Zayn Kevin Owens match too.
I thought about you when
yeah, because I railed on this a few weeks ago. It's a move that they banned the pile driver. They really should. They banned the curb stomp, which because somebody might have hit their head on the mat. I mean, somebody could break their neck.
They don't ban a lot of events.
Yeah, they shouldn't. They should not be doing that move anymore. We just saw. This is actually a good segue into the next thing, which is the tag division. Enzo and Cass against the Vaudevillains for number one contendership.
Yeah, but you can't blame a move for that.
Well, it's not a move, but you see how easy it is for somebody to get a head injury or a neck injury. Anything that directly puts somebody's head or neck at risk.
This is wrestling.
You shouldn't be doing it. I think the Michinoku driver, and I'll anytime I see it, I'm going to come on here and say the same thing.
I mean, it looked like Becky was hurt from it.
Right.
Yeah.
When Zayn did it to Nakamura, I thought he dropped him on his head. I just think there's no real place for it anymore if you're really concerned about the head and neck of your performers.